everyone, I'm Megan Urich. As president of the chapter, I get the question all the time, what does the chapter do? So I'm taking this opportunity for the February President's Message to go through and reflect on 2023. Now, I try really hard to keep my videos to less than 5 minutes, so this is not an exhaustive list, but I'm going to highlight one or two things from each month of 2023 that APTA Minnesota accomplished. So first off, in January, we had the APTA Minnesota Strategic Planning Retreat where we put forth the 2023 through 2025 plan. And we also implemented these video messages. So I've been doing these for a full year now. February, we had APTA Minnesota PT Day at the Hill, and we lobbied for the PT Compact. Unfortunately, we couldn't get a hearing because it was a Minnesota budget year, but we laid some really good groundwork for 2024. We also had the Loons event in San Diego and beat some records by having about 220 people show up, and also had the student conclave at St. Kate's. In March, we hosted Secure Care and Lori Frayling to help facilitate open dialogue between Secure Care and APTA Minnesota members. And we also implemented a new tracking system for early retention numbers, so we could figure out how to get new grads more engaged. In April, SIG put on National Advocacy Dinner, and then we had our annual conference, which had about 250 attendees, over 20 sponsors, and over 30 posters. In May, I appointed Melissa Gill as chair of the APTA Minnesota Leadership Symposium Task Force, which was based on survey responses from the 2022 survey we took at the end of the year. In June, we had a Google form for feedback on the House of Delegate motions from members, and then we also implemented using Basecamp to help facilitate the chapter being more organized. In July, we sent Ann Johnson, one of the Sacrament Affairs co-chairs, to participate in the PT Model Practice Act workshop in conjunction with FSBPT in Arlington, Virginia. We had 10 delegates represent Minnesota at the APTA House of Delegates in Washington, D.C. And then we also had myself, our PTA Council representative, Jackie Lossick, and our Student Council rep, Melina Jordan, all attend the Leadership Congress and PT Day on Capitol Hill in D.C. In August, we received a very exciting $10,000 component strategic alignment grant from APTA National to help us implement more Choose PT advertising and marketing in Minnesota. In September, we hosted the APTA Minnesota 5K at Elm Creek Park Reserve, and we had over 60 participants and 7 sponsors for this fun event. October, the APTA Minnesota Payment Committee put on the Payer Summit, Partnering in Policy and Payment. EPSIG started the first cohort of the APTA Minnesota Mentorship Program. And we also had board members and a lot of students participate in service projects for PT Month. So congrats to Mayo for the PT Month of Service winner. In November, APTA Minnesota Board voted to move forward with signing a contract with Liberty Square Group, a public affairs firm that does association management starting January 1st of 2024. And APTA Minnesota members voted to update the bylaws to better align with APTA Nationals, and that was passed. And then in December, we continued our APTA Minnesota annual survey to help guide our strategic planning retreat, which we had again the beginning of January this year. So again, this is not an exhaustive list. Check out the more thorough list that I put together in the links at the bottom of this video. And zooming out, if you want to know more of what the association's doing for you at large, I also included a link to the APTA National 2023 Year in Review video. So we really did have a great 2023, but I'm even more excited for 2024. We have a huge legislative session coming up where we're trying to pass two bills, the PT Compact Bill and the PT Practice Act Revision Bill. Thank you to the 55 of you who joined the state government affairs town halls at the end of January to get the buzz going for the legislative session this year. And we also can be very thankful for our board jump-starting PT PAC donations by donating over $1,400 in January for PAC dollars that we can use at the Capitol this year. So if you could take their lead and try to donate before the session starts on February 12th, that would be awesome. And don't forget about our other big events coming up soon. We've got the Loons in Boston on February 16th, PT Day on the Hill on March 14th, and our annual conference on April 13th.